69. My computer says it's 7. I'm gonna leave my computer. So, hi. So, I've got my friend here. We're gonna probably try and start doing this on Mondays. Just playing a game that I don't really have to think about too much while we just kind of talk about stuff.
All right.
Today, I got Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8, the original one. And, we're going to be talking about Agatha All Along for at least the beginning of this. I don't know if that's going to change in like 30 minutes.
More likely will.
We have a tendency to get off on things.
Oh, yes, because I almost started the tangent right then and here. The original Romance 8, I'm like,
yeah,
they made remakes of this?
They made a remake of this. Yeah, they did. I haven't played it yet. It's on Steam, so I have been tempted to get it.
How much is it on Steam?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna say it's Romance 8. I'm sitting here going, what, $2? It's an old game. It's
okay. You know what? If you're so concerned about it, I'm gonna find out right quick. Like I said, it's the remake. They did a lot of things to it. It does not look like this game. Like, it does not look at all like this game.
Remade for the PlayStation 4.
No, it's remade for Steam. It's remade for Steam.
Okay.
Alright, let's see. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8. It's $60.
Why?
Because it's a remake. They did all new stuff. Like I said, it does not look like this game. They should have called it Romance of the Three Kingdoms like 15 or something.
It's 8, 15, 16, whatever number they're supposed to be on by now.
Alright, who is gonna be the face of Serial Star? I don't know if I like any of you guys. Let's see. You know, I kind of like you. You're okay. I'm gonna go with this guy. Birth, we're gonna let me just be the 15 at Yellow Turban. That sounds good. Now, my motivation. Am I motivated by power? Justice! Moderation. Motivated by moderation? How are you exactly...
Motivation.
Yeah, how exactly are you motivated by moderation? I don't really fully understand that.
You're the strictest ruler.
Says,
you go everyone gets their portions. And
oh!
No more, no less.
Well, it does give me like a little description here. So like power is of course possesses a strong sense of justice and ambition. Justice is values duty above self-interest. Moderation, common and not a careerist.
So literally you have no motivation?
Pretty much. You have motivation to not be motivated.
Yes. Your motivation is, I arrived in this war a normal soldier. I'm gonna leave this war as a normal soldier. If all of that other stuff.
Oh my god.
I will leave.
You know that other game that I was telling you that I'm playing on this?
Mm-hmm.
If like the ruler had done what they did to me in that game where they died and I became the ruler of their area, if I had moderation, the legit thing for me to do is to give up ruling because I'm not the ruler.
Yeah, you don't wanna. You a soldier. You were meant to be a soldier.
Alright, I'm gonna go with justice.
Okay.
Then we got brave, berserk, calm, analytic, coward. Make a character whose motivation is moderation and their personality is coward.
I'll be honest. That's you almost got a politician there.
All right. Now for my type. Part of me is like, I should just go with the all-around one for this character. Other part of me is like, I could do the general. I don't want to do just one of the 4 stats. I'm gonna go with all-around.
Gotcha.
Alright, let's go ahead and get full bonus on this. Yeah, I forgot to mention that the very first part of this, we're going to be building characters. And then we'll get into the actual discussion.
Yeah, the first 30 minutes isn't the Agatha stuff. It's actually building characters.
Alright, I got 80 on intelligence, 75 on war, 70 on charisma, and 65. Okay, so I've got 9 points remaining. That is max out what I can do on intelligence. Raise everything else by 1, raise these 2 by 1, and raise that by 1. There we go. Skills. Alright, so when we played this in person, had a very bad tendency to like sit at the skills and the tactics thing for way longer than we should, trying to get just the right things. In order to control us today... Oh, Lord. I'm coming through your microphone.
Oh, I lost you there for a few seconds.
And then I started coming through your microphone. That was weird. Alright, so in order to control our tendency to take forever on skills and tactics, I'm going to give us 10 chances on each to get something good. Okay?
Okay.
So, 1, 2, 3... Ooh, medicine. Go ahead and snag that as my default if I don't find anything else. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, medicine it is.
There you go.
We got medicine and invent. Tactics. Currently have volley. Bombard and harass. 3. Berserk and rock slide. 6, 8, 9. I think I should have grabbed that rock slide. Alright. Volley it is. My character is created. Now it's time for Will's character. This will be fun because I have to make his whole thing because he's not here.
Yup.
Alright. So what do you want your name to be?
You know what? Because I'm making this from all the way up here. I'm gonna remake an old character of mine.
Okay.
I'm gonna remake him.
Okay. All right. So capital H-I-M for the first name, and for the last name, exclamation points.
Yup.
All right. Face. You see what I can see. Let's see. Oh, I like this face. He's got like a beard, and he looks like he's got crazy eyes. I think you'd like this one.
All right.
All right, you want to be 15 at Yellow Turban as well?
Sure.
All right, your motivation. Are you motivated by power, justice, moderation, advancement, or ambition?
Okay, let's see. You know what? Let's go with... You know what? Let's go with power.
All right. Personality. Are you brave, Are you berserk? Are you calm? Are you analytic? Or are you a coward?
Okay, what's the difference between brave and berserk?
Brave says possesses both bravery and discipline. Berserk says brave but lacks discipline.
So the big difference is disciplined or no discipline.
Exactly.
Okay. You know what? Let's go with brave.
All right. Brave it is. All right. What type are you? Are you war type, intelligence type, political type, charisma type, general type, admiral type, warlord type, all around, or standard? Standard is, of course, the lowest possible stats you can get.
I think, let's see, I think it was, let's see, I think I was going to go with all around.
All around?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get your 99 bonus. There we go. All right, I assume you want war as high as possible.
Yep.
Well, as high as possible is 79.
All right.
All right. Do you want to balance the rest of them, or do you want to increase another one as high as possible?
Let's increase charisma as high as possible.
Okay. All right. You have 45 points remaining.
At this point, you know what? Shove it into intelligence.
And then throw the rest in politics.
Sure, like I'm doing politics. Sure.
All right. So, we're going to do 10, like I said. First one is Persuade. Let me know when you want to lock something in. Persuade is currently your lock. Okay?
Okay.
Number 2 is Taunt and Guard.
Nah.
Number 3 is Nothing. Number 4 is Plow, which is one of the ones that you'll... I mean, like, you won't be able to get it because the computer is going to be playing you.
Yeah.
So, Plow is number 4, I think I said.
Okay.
You want Plow? Currently, your lock-in is Persuade.
I think Persuade is technically harder to get than Plow.
Yeah.
But I won't be playing it anyway, so I'll be keeping Persuade so far.
Alright. Taunt is number 5.
Nah.
Plow again. 6 and 7. Confuse is 8th.
Confuse?
Yeah.
Didn't think about getting that one. I still think Persuade is better.
Okay. 9 is Patrol. 10 is Navy. So currently your options are Persuade or Navy.
I'll go with... I like Persuade. All
right. Persuade it is. Alright. I'm gonna... So yeah, first, number 1 on your tactics, you got nothing. Number 2, Harass. We're gonna lock that in because that's the first time we have a tactic.
Yep.
Number 3, nothing. Number 4, Fire Arrow. So, Fire Arrow or Harass.
I will go with... Let's see, probably Harass right now.
Alright. 5 is Fire Arrow, 6 is nothing. Okay, here's one. Volley and Torrent.
Oh, okay, that's 2 for...
So
yeah,
that.
I'll go with that.
Alright. So that's 7. 8 is nothing. 9 is Volley level 2. But you still have like 2 that you got on that other one.
Like I said, still going with the other one.
So yeah, then last one was Fire Arrow. Alright, there we go. Now we're gonna set friends. him is gonna be friends with Serial Star. There we go. Save. Yes. Alright. New game. Serial Star and him are gonna try and take over the world. Or at least China. So, alright. Anyways, now that all that's done, let's actually get into the discussion.
Alright then.
Yeah, we're only how far into this? We're 15 minutes in.
Yeah, I was gonna go 20, but yeah, 15, sure.
I actually have a little clock up here that tells me how long I've been live.
Okay.
So yeah, we're 15 minutes into this. 16 minutes now.
All right.
So yeah. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna start talking about Agatha All Along today. So
right.
Just so that everyone is fully aware, we are planning on spoilers today. We are not holding anything back because Will has actually not been able to see it because he has some issues with sight right now.
Yep. So I'm just being told all of this with the rest of you guys. So my reactions are my reactions.
So yeah. I am going to be telling him about all the things that happened, and we're going to be going off all that. He's going to be, asking questions, and we're just going to talk. And if we get off on tangents on other things, then we get off on tangents on other things.
Like we always do.
So yeah. Essentially, you're about to have an insight into mine and Will's usual conversations. So... Anyways, last time I had talked to you about Agatha All Along, I had told you about the fact that they found out, who Billy really was.
Yep.
And I think I talked to you about the woman who could see the future and the discovery that she's not entirely seeing the future. She's been living through things, and
the woman has the weirdest power of she randomly pops into her own lifetime at random intervals.
Yeah, basically.
And I made the joke of, okay, so you're telling me that she could be having a conversation and 12-year-old her just pops into that body and starts looking at you all weird and go,
Exactly. It's a thing that happens in the show numerous times, but you don't realize it until you get to that episode.
So until then, you just sitting there going, "That's a crazy lady."
Yeah, exactly. That's what everyone thinks, that she's just a crazy lady. And like they make comments about it all the time. Like there are times where it's just like, Lilia's going crazy again. It's just like,
then you sit there.
Yeah, it's just like, no, she's not going crazy. She's going sane.
Yeah, you sit there and finally find out after learning how powers work. You just sit there and go, okay, so you've had your powers for the longest. Your power is your craziness. That's what it is.
Pretty much, yeah.
So yeah, her powers working fine. It was just the fact that she didn't know how her powers worked.
So yeah, it went through that whole episode, and she died at the end of that, and she took the Salem 7 with her.
Okay, so a kamikaze strike.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Yeah, essentially, and my favorite meme about it, because I'm gonna tell you the meme first, and then I'm gonna tell you what happened to do the whole thing, okay?
Okay.
So the meme is Lilia is like standing there, and she holds an Uno reverse card.
Okay.
When the Salem 7 come in.
Okay.
All right. So what happened was in that trial, they were doing these they were doing tarot cards, okay?
Okay.
And typically what would happen is if you put the wrong card down, a sword would fall from the ceiling. Ow, I just hit my desk with my elbow. So like a sword would fall from the ceiling just randomly. It wouldn't be like aimed at anyone, it would just be like a random sword would fall.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, if you didn't finish in time, the ceiling was slowly getting lower, and like I just said, it's filled with swords.
Yes.
So the last card, like one of the cards that she put on there was the Tower card. And they were currently in a witch's tower.
Makes sense.
So when the Salem 7 came in, she basically took the tower card and flipped it upside down.
Oh, making
and it
flipped the floor.
Yeah, it flipped the whole place around. So all of the Salem 7 and her, of course, fell to the ceiling, which, as we just discussed, was covered with swords. So yeah, that was a whole thing.
All right. So that takes care of, I guess, the side antagonist.
Yeah, that took care of the threat, like the immediate threat, basically.
I still go with Death is more of an immediate threat than any of the others.
No, Death was more of an antagonist. So essentially, so that before she closed them out, she did tell one of the other witches, which at this point the witches remaining are Agatha, Billy, and oh crud, I forgot her name. Let me check her name right quick. It was the witch who ran the apothecary.
Yeah, I don't know these people names.
So let me get
I haven't
her.
actually seen the show, so.
So Jennifer, that's her name.
Okay.
So she was able to tell Jennifer before she closed the door, and then that Rio was Death.
Okay, so at least somebody else knows.
Yeah. So and then in the next episode, Jennifer told Billy.
Okay.
So, and while they're talking, Agatha is up top making a deal with Death.
Sounds about right.
Because apparently Death wants to take Agatha because Agatha's been ducking Death for, a millennia. Not really that long, but, a few hundred years.
A few hundred years, Agatha has, somehow avoided death, being that fact of, I don't think Agatha's technically immortal yet.
Yeah, it's like, it's sort of like a weird thing. It's like witches can live a really long time, but at the same time, it's like they're not technically immortal.
Yeah.
It didn't fully go into detail about how that works, so essentially the only thing that we can truly figure out from it is that witches have the ability to live a lot longer than mortals.
Yeah, makes sense.
So anyways, Agatha's been ducking Death for a while, so Death has been wanting to take Agatha.
Okay. Makes
But
sense.
Death wants to get rid of the abomination more than she cares about Agatha.
Okay, now there's an abomination involved.
Well,
Okay.
I want you to think about that for a sec. You remember how I told you Billy came to be?
Yep. Yep. That's when I just said, yep. That's. I can see how Death can say that.
Yeah, so Death
I can
wants the
see.
abomination gone, but for some reason, Death can't take the abomination. So the only way that Death can take Billy is if Billy agrees to go with Death.
Wow. Okay, so Billy is so magical at this point that literally Death looks at it and he goes, I can't touch it. Why can't I touch it?
I mean, essentially. Alright. I'm gonna send these to. So yeah, so Agatha says you got a deal. And then then the others come up and you know, she does not let on that she spoke with Rio, and they move on and go to the last trial. During the last trial, it's discovered that at one point in time, when Jennifer's powers were taken from her, Agatha was kind of hard up for money and was kind of giving away spells. You know, like spell scrolls and whatnot or something for money.
Oh my god, selling spell scrolls. Okay.
So essentially, it's her fault that Jennifer doesn't have her power, because technically she is the witch that sealed Jennifer's powers, even though she didn't know that she was.
What?
So
Really?
yeah, she had no clue.
So literally a spell scroll she sold was the reason that she lost those powers.
Pretty much.
That's one of those moments I sit there and go, why are you selling scrolls and sealing?
Yeah.
Clean the house. Sell scrolls of, normal useful things, not scrolls of I sap away your powers.
Well, you kind of find out in one of the last episode, or in the last episode, because essentially you go through this episode, and this episode is they go through the final trial. During the final trial, you find that out, and
so it's Agatha's fault. Gotcha.
And as soon as Jennifer finds out, Jennifer goes and does an unbinding, because now that she knows who did it and she has the whodunit right there, she can do that, and she gets her powers back, and then she vanishes because she got what she wanted from the Witch's Road.
Yes.
So
that makes sense.
Now it's just Agatha and Billy. And Billy doesn't trust Agatha, for good reason.
I can say, that's smart. Billy is not immoral.
Yeah, it is very smart.
Agatha is a horrible, horrible being.
Yeah, you don't know the half of it yet.
Oh, I can only imagine it gets worse.
Oh, it gets so much worse. Oh my god, will you not give me build? God. I've been here trying to get build for like, I've used up like over 300 AP trying to get build.
There you go. There you go. That's how this works. You're gonna know about every location on the map before you ever learn build.
I think I do. So, so yeah. Agatha actually helps Billy with his problem, because he came to the Witch's Road because he wanted to find Tommy.
Yeah.
She already has figured out that Tommy is like the only way for Tommy to have gotten out of there, because Tommy was a speedster, not a magic user.
Uh-huh.
So she has determined that since Billy senses that Tommy is still there, the only way for him to still be there is for Billy to have brought him out with him, meaning that he has to find a body for Tommy.
Wait, so you're telling me that Billy technically has to find a body for Tommy to inhabit because he has part of Tommy's soul or something?
I mean, essentially he had Tommy's soul because that was the only way Tommy could have escaped with, alive.
Yeah.
So she helps Billy figure out how, she helps Billy find a body that is just dying that he can put Tommy's soul in.
Yeah, so, this sounds great.
Essentially, basically, it's like with William.
Mm-hmm.
William died.
Yes, you say a car accident, right?
And then Billy took over his body. So it's not that they're like killing a person for Tommy to bring Tommy. It's that they managed
watching someone die.
Yeah, he basically experienced someone dying, and as soon as he did that, he just instinctively put the soul inside that person and vanished from the Witch's Road. Alright?
Okay.
So, then it's up to Agatha to finally get out of the Witch's Road. She has to complete the final trial herself. She manages to do it, and dude, him just went above and beyond on patrol.
Okay.
He just got 200 gold. I mean, not nice. You did 200%, so I got to reward you.
Alright.
I need to find some people. Right now, I've just got the 4 of us. And I don't have a good warlord, because, like, you're intelligent, but as you and I both know, you have to have 90 intelligent at least before you're a decent warlord.
It's only 90 and above that actually makes the game go, you give out accurate information.
Yeah. So she does manage to pass the trial, because, that's, that's gonna happen.
Has been there, done that. So,
well,
I spit.
Funny thing about that, you'll get to it in a little bit. So anyway, she gets off the Witch's Road, but she does not have the power that she wanted. And she doesn't entirely know why. Rio is there and informs her that she did not come through with her side of the bargain, so it's Agatha hunting season. So fight ensues, and then eventually Billy comes to the rescue, and Billy hits Agatha with his power so that she can drain it, but he has asked her not to take all of it, and she does not take all of it. There's like a moment where you're not entirely sure she's going to be truthful with it.
I was gonna say, this is that moment of, this is that moment where Agatha's just gonna be Agatha and kill a Billy.
But she didn't do it. She didn't do it. She was good. In that moment, for a few seconds. Anyways, so they eventually get to the point where they're, kind of fending off of Rio and whole lot of stuff, and then Billy winds up offering himself to Rio so that Agatha can live. And then Agatha's like, well, there you go. He did it willingly.
Yeah.
I got billed!
So literally, Agatha just looks around and goes, "Dad, got it."
So...
He said, "I'm good now, right?"
So she starts to walk away, and then Billy's like, is this what happened with Nick? With Nicholas? Or I think that was his name. With Nicholas, you know, the son.
Yeah, the kid. Yep.
And well, Agatha, in a moment of not Agatha, she went and kissed death on the mouth and died in order to save Billy.
So literally, Billy literally had to remind her about the kid she traded in order for her to go, wait, I'm doing that again, ain't I? Well, kinda. It ain't your kid.
You are about to see exactly a bunch of stuff, because I'm about to go into the next episode. But first, Death tells Billy to go because, you know, she got the death that she needed. You know, she needed a death.
Yeah.
So Billy goes home. His parents are like, where the hell have you been? I've been so worried. You know, blah, blah, blah. All the stuff that a parent says, you know.
Yes.
And then it shows him. He takes a shower. You don't get to see the shower, obviously.
Okay.
Because he's, like, really young, so that would be very disgusting to put on TV, especially on a Disney show.
I was gonna say, Disney knows better.
But he comes out of the shower and he walks into his bedroom and he starts noticing a few things. He notices that he's got the poster from, you know, the poster about the Witch's Road that the you know, Rockstar had done, right?
Okay.
Then he starts looking around at some other stuff. He sees the Wizard of Oz, and he sees some witch shoes that he's got decorations of. He starts looking around. He sees an actual painting that shows a witch's cottage. That is the exact witch's cottage that they went into for one of the trials.
So you're telling me that Billy did make all this stuff up?
It was Billy all along.
Just like I thought.
And then behind him, he hears Agatha laughing. He turns around, his eyes widen, and the episode ends. The next episode, Agatha is in like 18th or, you know, like 15th century attire, running through the woods, and she's pregnant.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and make you warlord. Maybe you can lead me down some decent paths.
What's my intelligence on that character?
80 something, 83.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. Luckily, my opponents are on the other side of the map, so, you know, if I piss them off, they can't just directly attack me.
I feel bad that I'm the highest intelligence that you, when I made that actual tertiary. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, like, your intelligence, it had the highest maximum that I could get on your character Like, let me tell you your stats. I don't think I actually told you them. So your stats, actually my intelligence is higher than yours.
That makes sense.
So you have 80 war, 82 intelligence, 63 politics, and 75 charisma.
Okay.
I've got 78 war, 83 intelligence, 66 politics, and 72 charisma.
All right.
So, yeah. So anyways, essentially what happened is the baby was supposed to die in Agatha's womb. Nicholas was not supposed to actually survive birth.
Okay.
And when Rio came to take Nicholas, Agatha begged her because, you know, as we had already seen, they have a, you know, relationship.
Yeah.
So she said that she can't not take him, but she can give you some time. So over the next, I will say maybe 12 years, Agatha just basically roamed around with her son, killing witches by absorbing their power, and just continuously moving. It looked like a few times she tried to teach her son some magic, but, you know, he never really picked it up.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah.
And then one day, you know, Rio came and took Nicholas with her. And... Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm totally forgetting one very important thing. Because the two of them traveled all the time, Nicholas created a little song.
Let me guess, the Witch's Road.
The Witch's Road.
Gotcha.
They would go into towns and he would sing this song in order to, like, you know, get them some money and also to befriend some witches that she could later, you know, kill.
So the child was actually raised to be an accomplice to all of this.
Yeah. He wasn't like 100% certain about why she had to do it, but she was like, because if I don't do it, they'll kill me. You know, that whole rigmarole.
Yeah. Yeah.
And man, I don't know what to do on this. Like, I need to just find some people.
Yeah, you started a 2-man group, didn't you?
Well, it's 4-person group, but I let my other 2 people go to another place stupidly.
So yeah, those are hard to do, man. That's hard.
Yeah. So I'll start roaming around trying to find some people in a little while after I get my orange skills. So anyways, so the song has, you know, start spreading and rumors spread and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, Agatha is, you know, doing basically the funeral for her son. You know, obviously it's just her. She's buried him. She starts singing the song.
Mm-hmm.
And someone calls out, "Do you know about the Witch's Road?" And then Agatha gets an idea. She gathers people to form a coven. They do the Witch's Road song, and then she berates them because obviously they weren't real true witches because if they were really truly witches, then the road would have opened. And they get upset and blast her with their powers.
And she then gets all their powers.
Yeah.
And gets stronger. Rinse and repeat forever.
So the basic plan that she had was she needed power to fight the Salem 7. So she gathered the coven so that she could do that again. And she started berating them. And, you know, they were going to blast her. And then, of course, one of them, Lilia, was like, no, don't do it. That's what she wants us to do. And, you know, she keeps on trying to get to antagonize them. And then one of them notices the door. And that is surprising because the Witch's Road doesn't exist. How is there now a door to the Witch's Road? And that's when she starts piecing together who Billy is.
Yeah, when Billy makes a hit.
So,
just like his mom.
So yeah,
that's why I was asking you last time, you know, was there any like telltale signs in this hit? So in the Richest Road, was there like certain colors that were prominent? Like I know Billy's color is supposed to be blue, right?
Yeah, Billy's color is blue.
So
his
like,
power.
So was a lot of blue in this hit, like when they entered at least.
I want to say that maybe the leaves on the road were blue-ish, but the things that I had you know, sort of like looked at and was just like, well, that's kind of interesting, were things like when they went to the Witch's Road, they took off their shoes, and then they started walking down the road. And it just, like, it struck me as a Wizard of Oz thing.
Okay.
And it was.
Yeah.
And then there's the Ouija board that happened, and he had a Ouija board in his room. The tarot cards, of course. But yeah, it's like...
Yeah, everything was made from his mind.
It's like, and then you sort of start realizing that the reason why the ending credits have all that pop culture and stuff in it is because he was doing it the entire time, and they were giving you the hint by doing the credits like that.
Yeah, it literally just showing his room, wasn't it?
I mean, essentially, it was like showing you all the things that he was interested in.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I had that feeling. I did.
And, Agatha had that feeling too, and she mentioned it a couple of times.
I think I really got that feeling when you told me that they somehow left the Richest Road and then came back into it. I was like, that sounds like a hit.
So,
Did Billy make that?
So, it goes back to the present time when, you know, when he turned around to see Agatha laughing and stuff, right? And his eyes widen. Well, his eyes widen because Agatha's a ghost now.
Really?
Yep.
Just straight up a ghost.
She, came back to Billy because Billy had her little locket. So, and she wanted that back.
Really? The locket was so important that her ghost came back and said,
well,
"Hey,
the locket contained a lock of hair from her son."
Fair enough.
So, anyways, she tells him the full thing, including the fact that he made the Witch's Road. And that's when he starts having kind of a freak out moment, because it occurs to him that if he created the road, that means that he killed those other witches.
Yep.
The only one that got out was Jennifer.
Yep.
And she actually pointed that out and told him about the fact that it was a con. She was planning on killing them all the first night. So
you just made them last longer than they were supposed to, but yeah. They were all destined to die. But
so like
I was gonna do it, but you did it for me.
Yeah, essentially, she tried to alleviate his mind by letting her know, or by letting him know that, you know, because of what he did, one of them actually is still alive and has her powers.
Yep. One of them actually benefited and left.
So, like, she tries to get him to understand that he actually saved a life.
But yeah, he did technically did kill those other witches, and
yeah, as well as that woman.
Fair.
Yeah, because he wound up killing that woman too, with that whole thing.
What about the person he put Tommy's body in?
Oh, he didn't kill that person. That person was dying. That person died, and he put Tommy's soul in that. Basically, it's like
that person didn't die in the hits. He died outside the hits.
He
right?
died outside the hex. Basically, he was being bullied by a bunch of boys, and you remember? I mean, it's basically like the whole basically. He found Jason's body when Jason Voorhees was dying, and instead of Jason Voorhees dying and coming back to life as a revenant, he's now Tommy.
Oh, okay.
So basically,
I was just wondering if this had happened in the hits.
No,
or was
like
outside the hits.
They found the boy while in the hex, but they found him using Billy's ability to sense, empathic ability. Basically, at the end of the last episode, they're going to go and search for Tommy, because he knows that now Tommy does exist in this world in a body. But he doesn't know where that is, because all he was doing was sensing someone who was close to death, and then as soon as they died, he put Tommy's spirit into that person.
So it could be anywhere on the planet.
Pretty much.
Okay. Because I was about to laugh my butt off if Billy literally just killed a kid in the head randomly.
No.
And then just...
There was a very important distinction. He did not do anything to that boy other than sense that boy was about to die.
All right.
Yeah, Billy did not intentionally harm anyone. Except
he didn't intentionally.
Except for Rio. But this whole thing, like, they were intentionally doing something. That's why I was saying intentionally. Because they were intentionally doing something. So it's the whole clarification that he was not intentionally doing anything to hurt anyone. And that whole thing, they were intentionally doing something. So that's the whole thing that I was saying, is they weren't hurting anyone because that was intentional, and he would not intentionally hurt someone.
Got you. So yeah, he didn't intentionally hurt anyone, but technically, I guess he did kill manslaughter. I guess 5 women.
No, not 5. Just So the Salem. No. There's Agatha lived until they were out of the hex, and then Agatha was killed by death. Technically, Agatha committed suicide.
Okay, that's true.
So Lilia died because of the hex.
Yep.
Shoot, I'm forgetting the other girl's name too. Alice. I knew something like that. Alice died because of the hat. Well, Alice died because of Agatha, technically.
Did Agatha
like
kill her?
Billy is taking responsibility for it, but Agatha is really the one that drained Alice of power. Granted, Alice wouldn't have used her power on Agatha if it wasn't for the Hex, so it's sort of exactly how far do you want to go with saying that he was responsible? Like, I would put that more on Agatha, because she proved with Billy that she can stop before the person dies. Okay? Like, she proved with Billy that she has the power to stop draining before a person dies. And she did not do that. So, Billy might take responsibility for it still, but Agatha is the one that did it. Hey, you were right about something.
What?
Your character was right about something. See if he's right about it again. Hey, you're right a second time. Good job, man.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Alright. So anyways, Billy tries to banish Agatha. Then they have a bit of a heart-to-heart after tempers flare. And then they both go off. Essentially, Agatha is going to go with him and try and help him as much as she can. Basically,
so
dedicate.
Agatha's just gonna haunt Billy?
Essentially, but in a good way.
Oh my god.
So essentially, it's now Agatha and Billy are going to go search for Tommy.
Alright, so Agatha technically dies, but comes back as a ghost. I guess she technically at this point doesn't have to worry about death anymore, since that has happened.
Yeah, I mean, she's dead, so death can't really come and kill her again.
I guess Agatha does win, because she's now transcended death. Especially if she's just still, kind of walking around.
we can definitely know that it's possible to hurt a ghost.
Oh yes, it's the Marvel Universe. Yeah, you can hurt a ghost.
So,
just not sure you can actually kill a ghost, but I know you can hurt it.
Well, I mean, Billy was like close to banishing her before they had their little heart-to-heart. So, I feel like that would be the closest you could consider killing a ghost.
Fair.
But essentially, Agatha will return. As, just an immortal construct because she's a ghost.
Like I said, I'm kind of laughing because I'm like, well, Agatha kind of wins because she's now an immortal being.
She just
truly now,
like she has managed to interact with one object thus far, but it took a lot of effort, so we don't know exactly where all that's gonna be.
I expect as soon as she gets zapped with some more magic powers, she's still gonna keep that stupid nifty ability to absorb magic.
I'm not entirely sure. Like, I don't know. They're gonna have to come up with the rules for how this works, and they're gonna introduce them the next time that she shows up. Which I imagine will be Vision Quest.
That's what I'm imagining.
Cause that's the one that makes the most sense after this. And Bishop.
Man.
But yeah, I was glad that I was right about Billy possibly doing a hits thing.
But yeah, all in all, I really did enjoy the series. Dang it, I spied on the wrong place. Well, I'll be ready next war session. But yeah, all in all, I do think it was a pretty good show.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell, most people online have kind of agreed on that.
Yeah. If you like WandaVision, you're more likely gonna like it.
I mean, obviously there's still plenty of holdouts, but you know, I feel like Marvel's not currently making things for everyone, and I feel like Disney really needs to respect that, because I think Marvel and Disney are not currently on the same page.
What you mean?
Well, like with the Acolyte.
Okay, what about the Acolyte?
So the Acolyte season 2 was like they decided to cancel that like a week after the final episode because of the online backlash from all of the quote-unquote fans.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of people mocked it.
Yeah, there are plenty of people who enjoyed it, and on top of that, like I have never heard of a series being canceled so quickly.
I have. It's usually done by Fox. But
yeah,
I have.
Yeah, I suppose with Fox.
Fox did it so many times.
But it's just like they released the finale and they haven't even given any time for it to really just to like really settle and find its group of people, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like basically when they did that, it sort of made me fearful for a lot of things, because it's now just like as much as I appreciate what happened with Sonic the Hedgehog movie, you know, when the backlash of the Sonic the Hedgehog,
listening to the audience thing.
Yeah, as much as that was a beneficial thing, I feel like ever since that happened, studios have been trying to pander more and more based on what the internet says.
The whole listening to the audience thing, you think it's gone too far?
Yeah, I think they've just kind of taken it a little too far, because they're listening to trolls more than they're listening to the people who actually have constructive feedback.
Well, trolls are the loudest on the internet.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's basically the problem that I'm saying. Like, you can't listen to just the loudest people. You need to listen to like the people who enjoyed it, and you need to listen to the people who actually have constructive feedback rather than just it sucked.
I was gonna say, I believe they still do their own, you know, sample audience. They probably still do that. That's basic.
I mean, they would have done a sample audience before they released it, way back when.
Yeah.
And since they still released it, that means that the sample audience was good enough for them to feel confident in releasing it.
Good enough to release it, at least. Sample audience didn't get to see it to the end, but the sample audience got to see the first couple episodes, and they weren't horrified.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like it's got pros and cons for companies doing that.
Oh yeah, yeah. The pro is they actually listen to people if they talk enough about it, and they will try to adjust.
And the
The con,
con,
they listen to people, and if you have a bunch of loud jerks about this, they will listen to them and go, "Well, maybe we shouldn't do this."
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
it kind of ruins it for a lot of people because they do that. And when I was saying, like, I'm not sure entirely that Marvel and Disney are on the same page, I'm more talking about this, like Marvel is trying to create not just the cookie cutter superhero stuff now. Like, they showed that with She-Hulk, and they're showing that with Agatha, they showed that with WandaVision. And it's like some of them have hit well.
Yeah, some of them hit well, and some of them didn't.
Some of them hit well with some people, but not all the people. And I'm just afraid that Disney might wind up, you know, only trying to hit everyone that they possibly can in one go, rather than actually embrace the whole thing of, you don't have to see everything, you don't have to like everything, this is for these people. If you're not one of these people, don't watch it, it's okay. But
yeah, that is Disney brand to try to go with the most general audience possible.
So
that
yeah,
is what they've always done that.
I'm just like, in that whole thing, I'm just like, I'm not entirely sure it's going to be helpful for society in general to continue doing that.
Well, other companies don't do that. Other companies go, F you if you don't like it. We like it, and they still go.
That's one of the reasons I like writing, because it's like, if people don't like my book, if people continuously go out and be like, this book is horrible, I mean, I'm gonna definitely feel upset about that. Like, that is definitely going to hurt my feelings. But that's not gonna stop me from writing the next book because I want to see what happens. You know? And that's just sort of the same thing with, like, pretty much all books. Just just because people don't like it doesn't mean, like, just because, like, most people don't like a certain book doesn't mean that the author can't continue writing from that series.
Yeah, it's a book.
Yeah,
you literally have to buy the book in order to actually know what it's about. And if you don't like it, oh boo-hoo, someone else will.
So yeah, I like that whole thing when it comes to books, because you don't have to please, like, producers and stuff. To get the good stuff, obviously you have to, like, please publishers and whatnot, but like, to get the good money. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I don't have to get everyone to enjoy something as long as I'm enjoying writing it. And that's pretty much how all authors are. And it makes me feel bad for, like, some of these other mediums, because they don't entirely get that, because like Acolyte Season 2 would cost millions of dollars. So it's sort of understandable that they're not...
If it doesn't succeed, yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of understandable that if Disney is not going to give you that money, then you're not going to make it.
Yeah. That's fair.
I definitely feel like they should put out a book or something. You know, to kind of make up for the fact that they're not gonna do it. And if they do that, I'd be satisfied. But I am very upset that I'm probably never gonna find out the answers to questions that, you know, we had at the end of that series.
Well, Well, at this point, they're either gonna A, cover that series up and never talk about it again, literally shove it in the closet, or B, they're gonna more than likely kind of, hint at certain things in the lore of another series, as in, because that series happened so far in the past that they can just hint at other things in future series.
Yeah, one of the
Or
things
C,
that I'm kind of hoping that they wind up doing, because technically speaking, it would sort of be like related to the series, but it wouldn't be with the series. It wouldn't answer the questions that we've
B
got.
would be making an animated series.
But like,
literally go on it and just make it a cartoon.
which that would address some of the things that most of the haters of the series had, which is they were not fond of the acting. So that would kind of get rid of that excuse as to why you didn't like it.
Yeah.
And again, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun series. It had an interesting story. It had the whole thing where it's like at the beginning of it caused you a little bit of question about what's going on here, and then at the end of it, when you find out exactly what happens, it's like, because like the biggest thing that so many people had with it that they still complain about tells you that they didn't actually watch the whole series. Because like the biggest thing is like, Anakin was the chosen one. He's the only one that's been created by the Force, and it's just like, yeah, he still is. Like, he still is the only one, the only child that has ever been born of the Force. If you watched the series, you would know this. Because what happened is there was a child, and then there was a convergence. And the witches used that convergence to create Force-blessed twins. They were identical copies of each other, basically. You know?
Okay, so does that mean that technically only one of them was created by the Force as a copy of the other one?
Like, it's... I need to I feel like I need to rewatch it so I can... Because, like, I only watched it the one time.
Because what I remember from the show was literally they were going with the whole story of, yeah, technically these children didn't have a father. I'm like, okay, I see the society. Technically, you could have always just said slave dad. Who cares?
Like, I mean, that's
slave dad.
That's the thing that I'm not 100% certain of, though. Like, they probably, like, from what I can tell, they probably didn't have, like, a traditional father, but they probably still had a biological father. Yeah, like I said, I need to rewatch the series in order to have any full conversation about it.
Yeah, I just from what I remember of the series, I was just thinking about it going, yeah, I know what the society is supposed to have, but they didn't show that in the series, which made sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the problems when you have, like, such short series. Like, you and I've talked about that before, where it's just, like, if you have series that are so short, it makes it to where you're not allowing yourself to have access to, like, backstory and stuff.
Every series needs to have at least 12 episodes. I'm sorry, 12 episodes fleshes out a series. If you do it less than 12, you're kind of robbing yourself.
Yeah, that gives you plenty of time to create story, create mystery, and give some backstory. And there's just
8 episode shows are not putting it.
It's like, ever since they started doing the streaming shows, it's been one of those things where it's like, I feel like they're trying to fast track some, and I kind of get why they're doing it, because they're spending a lot more on TV episodes than they used to. excuse me,
They're
than they
spending
used to.
more on the TV shows than the movies sometimes.
Well, yeah, like when you take
That's
into account
horrible.
like every single episode and how much each episode costs, and
Yes.
you multiply the number of episodes by
And then you
by
the amount that they actually paying this stuff for,
it
and you get God,
yeah,
why?
because like for instance, I'm trying to remember. There's some movie I saw just a little while ago on Instagram. It was talking about how it's gonna have like a $400 million budget, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like, hold on a sec. Alright. So, Westworld. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
Westworld costs... Each of their episodes cost between $8 and $10 million.
And they had, what, like a 10 episodes a series?
I think they had a little bit more than that, actually.
Did they actually do the old 12?
Let me see.
They did the old 12 at 8 million. Oh, God.
Okay, so they had 10 episodes in the first season.
Okay, that was 10.
So about I think when I saw the estimates. Okay, so each season of Westworld is 10 episodes, it seems.
So 8 million.
So like 8 to 10 million per thing, right?
Yep.
So like the first season is about 88 million, second season was about 107 million, third season was about 100 million, fourth season was about 160 million.
Oh, goodness.
The first Iron Man movie.
Let me guess. The first Iron Man movie. Let me guess. Maybe 100 million.
140 million.
I was
So-
off by 40. Okay.
So yeah, essentially it's like a season of a television show costs equal to one movie. And that's going based on like, you know, like
More than a decade ago.
yeah, so things would have gotten a lot more out of hand, especially since currently streaming services are making a little bit more than sending stuff to the box office.
Yes. The box office ever since, technically, I won't say even before COVID, took a large hit. But when COVID hit, the box office just kind of died.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's starting to recover, but you know, it's like it's lost people like in our you know, finance bracket.
Yes, because streaming services are cheaper.
Yeah,
Than buying a movie ticket.
because like
One movie ticket is
one movie ticket costs the same as 1 month of Disney Plus.
A month of the service for a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Which one are you paying for? And the smart choice is a month of it.
Oh my lord, game, give me guard. I'm gonna be like 50 by the time it finally gives me guard.
that sounds about right.
Just to let you know, in the time that I've been trying to get guard, I've gotten a bunch of money and I have a hand spear. Because they've been giving me gifts.
That's nice.
Got more money.
But yeah, at this point, with that's how Disney's rolling. At this point, they want to try to make as much money as possible by going with a nice broad audience. They don't really make too much stuff for the niche audience anymore. And when they do make stuff for a niche audience, I'll be honest, the most niche stuff you're gonna find with Disney is actually their cartoons. If you actually look at their cartoon series, you can actually find the niche stuff that's just like, I didn't know this existed. Oh, it already went off the air. Oh.
I mean, that's like one of the things. Like, for instance, I started watching Darkwing Duck with my little one.
Let's see, I think the last thing I watched that I was just like surprised that Disney was doing it was like, let's see, I think it was, let's see, what was it? What was that toad one called? Some frog show that I was just like, okay, never thought about this as a premise. It's pretty much you got isekai to a frog universe. And I looked at it and went, this ain't bad. Why isn't there more of this? This is a good cartoon series.
Man.
And then there was the Owl House.
Oh my god, I love Owl House. I need to watch more of it because like every single episode I've seen of it is amazing.
And then there's Star and the Forces of Evil.
That one looked pretty good too. I watched a couple episodes of it when it first came out.
Yeah, that one's also good. Yeah, when Disney does niche stuff, it's mostly cartoons.
Like
Disney gets away with the niche stuff during their cartoons. When they make
seriously
action series.
Seriously, they need to like just kind of do more of that stuff if they want to try and do something new at this point, because like you said, it seems like people are more forgiving for that stuff than they are for the live action stuff.
Yeah, if it's live action and mainstream, Disney needs to go general because they get less hate. If it's a cartoon that they target for kids, I mentioned a lot of cartoons just then that were all not normal kind of cartoons.
Yeah, Star and the Forces of Evil and Owl House. Those are technically for children.
Yeah, they're all for children.
But they get so many adults that just absolutely love them.
Yes.
And then there's like the Bad Batch that had a pretty good following. Like, I don't think anyone complained about the Bad Batch being canon.
So yeah, the cartoon portion is a lot more forgiving than the live action.
Man, they are never gonna give me guard.
Probably not.
It's so annoying. I need to go and search for people. And I'm gonna continue doing this because they are giving me money. Hey, we're gonna become Oath Brothers.
There you go.
Now I know you will never betray me.
I was gonna say, now I can't be bought by someone else. That's what that means. That's all Oath Brother means in that game. Congratulations, he won't be bought by anyone.
Oh, it also means that you'll get pissed off if I die in a battle. And vice versa.
Yeah, that's also the other cinematic thing that happened.
Oh, and also, if someone kills me, then you'll want to hire an assassin to kill them. That's actually another thing that I found out can happen.
That also makes sense. Yeah, the game takes Oath Brother seriously.
And it makes it to where now we can like learn things from each other without the chance of losing friendship. It also means that I don't have to really talk to you anymore unless I want to try and learn stuff from you.
I was gonna say, unless you want to learn my tactics.
Which I don't think I don't think I have volley.
Like I said, you have the other one, the torrent.
Can't remember what I have at the moment. Let me check that right quick. Yes, you can draft some troops. think I'm gonna change our policy in order to help you get some more intelligence so that you'll be a better warlord. Oh, I have volley. That's the only one I have. I have it at level 2. I do not have torrent though. You have torrent.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna change the policy of this city so that I can work on your intelligence while still doing stuff for the policy. They're still working on their policy, so just leave them alone for right now. Honestly, I might just go ahead and start roaming around trying to find some people.
I would say you just need to go ahead and just start your hiring of people.
Well, I've been trying, man. I've been trying.
Start sniping people from the other side.
I'm trying. It's hard to do when I don't have accurate information.
All right. But yeah, let's see.
So yeah, it actually probably would be better if they started just doing a lot more animated stuff.
Like I said, they do animated stuff every now and then.
But I mean, like specifically like with Star Wars, because Star Wars is the one that most people are upset about right now.
Oh yeah, you ain't fixing Star Wars.
So that's what I was saying. Like the only thing I can think is to start doing things like just making animated series, you know, that has Star Wars, like animated Star Wars series. All right, I'm gonna go to. Let's see. I'm gonna see. Okay, I'm gonna go to this place. It's got 2 free officers.
Yeah, they just finished off the Bad Batch. So, yeah, they just ended that one.
So, it's gonna be a minute before they probably start up another one. I think next year is the next animated Star Wars thing. I forgot the schedule for the animated Star Wars stuff.
I'm not sure.
I used to have all that stuff memorized, but I kind of lost interest. Just to tell you the truth, just kind of lost interest.
Let's see. Star Wars upcoming animated shows. Those are all not upcoming. Those are been dones.
Got a whole list, right?
Alright, let's see. What do you have? What is this? What do we got here? Bad Batch Season 3. Yeah, I don't see anything.
Yep.
But that was just a cursory glance.
I think at this point with the Star Wars, most of the stuff is live action.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna increase my charisma.
I think the next live action is the next other season.
I'm not sure. Like I said, I just took a cursory glance, and last thing I saw was Bad Batch Season 3, so...
Yeah, that was released.
Alright, let's see. Go back to that place. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like it's possible for them to try and do things if they really try. But like lately it's just they're not making good tries to make sure that they can grab people while not alienating others, because unfortunately that's kind of what they are wanting to do, or at least that's what Disney is wanting to do, Not entirely sure that's what the directors are wanting to do.
Well, let's see. The stuff that hit with Star Wars. So far, Andor was a hit.
Andor was a hit.
I want to say Ahsoka was middle of the road.
I think Ahsoka was enough of a hit because they are doing season 2.
Okay, so Ahsoka was good enough. Okay. And the Acolyte didn't fare well.
No, Acolyte got canceled because so many people didn't want to watch that one.
Yeah,
I will say that some people have good reasons for, like, good explanations for why they didn't like it. So, like, I do feel it's unfair to just lump everyone in with the people who just complain without actually watching it.
I'm gonna say, every show ain't everybody's team, man.
Exactly, and that's the thing that a lot of people need to understand, and it's kind of annoying because like it's that whole thing of like the thing that a lot of people don't get, and if they do get it, they act like they don't get it. But it's when you don't like something, you don't have to constantly go and comment on the pictures of the thing that you don't like it. You can just not like it and be done with it, you know? You can just not watch it, let it get bad ratings if that's what's gonna happen, you know? And you don't have to just, like, overwhelmingly attack it.
That is how it works.
I mean, like I said, I've said it before, I really don't like how people tend to just get on the internet and decide that they're gonna be dicks. Like, you know, that's why in my social media, I'm trying to create safe spaces so that people can come and enjoy stuff and not have to deal with, like, politics or possibly getting berated for for liking something that other people don't like. I want all the stuff to be just like, you come in, you say how much you like something. If you disagree with something, then you put it in a actual phrasing of why you dislike it. Pretend like you're at school. If you don't like something, explain why you don't like it. Don't just say it's stupid.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
you know,
that is what happens. You just say it's stupid.
Yeah.
And you just continuously say it's stupid.
I was more talking about, like, how you would answer a teacher's question. When someone asks you why you don't like something, you actually explain why. You don't just spout off the things that you heard 500 other people say.
I'm gonna say that's not how Reddit works.
I am aware it's not how it works, but that's how my places are going to work. If somebody comes over here in the chat and starts talking, and they start being like, you know, I learned guard! Not, they didn't learn guard, but I learned guard.
Oh my god.
I finally learned guard.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, if they, like, come over here in the chat and they start spouting off all this stuff, I mean, like, all this, you know, Acolyte's dumb, Acolyte's stupid, blah, 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 I'm just gonna kick them from the chat. I don't have a lot of people in my chat. So, I mean, like, me saying that I'm going to do that, I'm gonna do it. Like, I would rather have no one in my chat than someone constantly just saying something stupid without actually having constructive feedback on it.
All right, your chat. Have fun with that.
Yeah, my chat, my rules, right?
Yeah, there you go. Have fun with that.
All right, so I've got two people in my war council now.
Look at you go.
Yeah, and I haven't even looked at this other person for real. See,
He don't really.
Um,
He's a body. He's a body. That's all that matters.
He's not. He's not bad. He's not bad. He's got pretty good charisma. He's got higher charisma than both of us.
Then send him out there to hire more people.
Yeah.
That's literally his job now.
All right. How's your intelligence looking? You are now as smart as me.
But yeah, send him out there to hire people. That's his job now. He got the best charisma. Send him out there to hire people.
All right.
Send him out there to
see. Let's look at some of these places.
But yeah, at this point, when it comes to Star Wars stuff, they got a few live action in the works, and I'm hopeful for those things.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just like I said earlier, I'm just constantly concerned that there's gonna be some of those issues of just like they're gonna listen to the trolls instead of listening to the people who actually like the stuff, and just continuously do that.
Oh yeah, that is something that they're gonna probably do, because the trolls are a much louder audience than people who like it.
And like I said, it's like I hate that phrase right there, that whole thing of like they're gonna listen to the louder people because they're yelling louder, and it's just like that phrase is so stupid and just completely
accurate.
It's completely accurate, but it's not gonna give you the best information when you do that.
No.
But their company, they literally don't want to spend a lot of money on all. It is dumb, but you would sit there and think, did the company spend a lot of money on this portion? The portion of listening to their audience? And then you realize, no, they don't. They literally take a quick synopsis. They literally take a pot shot of an audience and go, this group right here, we're going to show you something. Do you like it?
And I suppose it sort of makes sense when you put it like that they're using the internet to try and find the people, because they're basically using the internet to find the people that to find out what people think, but they're just not using their head in the whole thought process. And that's the thing that, like, it always annoys me when people don't use their brains, basically, because it's like you are looking at this and it's just like the fact
you take a large sample size, and then you looking at the sample size and going, okay, the graph shows this, we're using this.
But yeah, and it's giving you skewed data, and it's just...
Oh yeah.
It's just not helpful. Alright, now that we've got someone who's charismatic, I'm gonna just go ahead and work on my war, so that we have someone who's really high on war.
But yeah, that's just how graphs work, man. Most graphs are skewed in.
But yeah, all in all, I mean, getting back to the original topic, Agatha All Along, as far as I've seen from things on the internet, there's still like a few people who hop in comment sections saying that that it's a bad series, but for the most part, I've only seen positive reviews on it.
I was gonna say, if you're watching Agatha, then you watched WandaVision and liked it. That's the only reason you're watching Agatha.
Yeah, Agatha was...
If you just jumped in, you're gonna hate it anyway.
Like, the thing with Agatha that I really like, and the fact that so many people like Agatha, it makes me happy, because, like, I've constantly talked about the fact that it's like, you know, people keep on complaining that Marvel is just the same thing over and over again, and then when they try something new, it just, like, they don't get anywhere with it, because, like, people just get upset that if they did something different. But in this particular case, it's like they actually did something different, and it actually did hit.
Did they though?
Yeah, this was much different than any of the other Marvel things.
See,
because
I was saying that this was pretty much WandaVision.
oh,
2.0.
it's definitely not WandaVision. The first episode was like WandaVision. After that, it was very much a different thing, because like WandaVision, it was doing like the sitcom thing, right?
Yes.
But with this, it's like, yeah, they go into different trials and stuff, and they have to do stuff, but it's like, it's a whole different thing. It's not, there's no TV tropes. There's, like, it doesn't, like, the areas are based on things from his room, yes, but, like, the first area was, like, you know, a fancy house, and it had to do with apothecary and whatnot. Like, they had to figure out how to get in there. It was like, I want to say in the room, it was like a house that was in a fish tank or something, which is why like water was trying to come into the place. The second one was a rock's house. It was like it was Alice's childhood home, and they had to do like they had to do a performance because they were having to get rid of a curse. Did I go? Where am I? Oh, okay. I know where I'm at. The third place used a Ouija board, you know. So yeah, it wasn't like jumping around to different TV shows and stuff.
Pop culture.
It was, you know, it was stuff that is very much like people who are into witchcraft. It's stuff that they would recognize, and the reason for that is because he was into witchcraft and was collecting a lot of stuff like that, and he brought all that stuff for that, you know? Yes, I will take all comers. Anyone that you want to bring, I will accept them into my army.
But yeah, like I said, this one was more about pop culture references. What was in a teenager's room.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not pop culture references exactly. Because, for one, Ouija boards are not pop culture. They're very much just, like, a thing when you think of, like, you know, seances and stuff. That's not, like,
Ouija boards is part of pop culture.
Maybe when we were younger.
Yeah.
Nowadays, not really. Nowadays, not really. But, tarot cards, you know, like, it's more about just, like, what you would expect in a teenager's room who is into witchcraft. You know?
Fair enough.
So, yeah, it wasn't like a copy and paste of WandaVision, but it did take the fact that they did WandaVision that way, and it did hit, so they knew that they could do something different. Like, similar but different, basically.
Yeah.
And when I say copy and pasting Marvel stuff, I'm more talking about, like, the superhero things. That's what people expect from Marvel. People don't entirely expect this or WandaVision.
Oh, you talking about the formula of, you know, giant battle, CGI monsters, big sky being.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically what people expect from Marvel, and it's also kind of what a lot of people are tired of Marvel doing. But at the same time, it's like, you know, when they try to do something different, they have a hard time getting it to hit.
Yep.
So a lot of times they don't try to do anything new.
The newest thing they did that actually made them money was probably see. Maybe Multiverse of Madness.
Well, Multiverse of Madness that had mixed reviews at this point.
There's the only one before that is the last Spider-Man movie.
Now, the last Spider-Man movie definitely had a lot, like most people and really liked that one.
Yeah, but yeah, that one had the cliches in it and nostalgia bait.
Yeah.
So that one was literally the cliches with nostalgia bait. It had all the rest of it.
Yeah,
It had all the
exactly.
classic Marvel stuff. And the ones before that were things that didn't hit so well. Like the Eternals. Didn't hit so well.
That did not hit well. Even you
Even
and
though they
I.
shoved so much money into it.
Even you and I have issues with that one.
Oh god, the Eternals.
And
so
we
awful.
are so nice when it comes to these things. Like we are so nice to movies.
But if I could tell anyone, any Marvel movie that they could just skip and it not matter, it would be the Eternals.
Like the only way that the Eternals could really start being something good is if they actually tried to force it to matter.
They ain't. It did so bad they ain't. There's supposed to be a giant hand and part of a face in the middle of the ocean.
Well, I think
that's what's supposed to be out there now.
I want to say that actually was referenced in something, but I forget what.
You know what it was referenced in?
What?
I remember.
What?
She-Hulk. It was referenced in She-Hulk.
No, I think it was referenced in something else.
It was referenced in a news story on She-Hulk. That's all it was referenced in. No one else has referenced it.
Okay. I think there may have been a reference to it in Deadpool 3.
Haven't seen that. But that's Deadpool. It was supposed to reference everything. But yeah, in the normal Marvel universe, the only thing that's actually referenced it was She-Hulk. You would think that in the agents,
the Deadpool stuff actually, like, it was referenced for the MCU timeline.
But yeah, you would think like in the Nick Fury show, Nick Fury would have actually mentioned the fact of there's a dude's head, an arm emerging out the planet.
To be fair, he was dealing with a lot of stuff.
Fair. A lot of things happened. Honestly, I don't think that Nick Fury show actually did him favors anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think people really like that.
Ah, there's someone smarter than you.
There you go. Give him the job.
He's not that much smarter.
I can say you still 3 points more intelligence.
He's got two points more.
Oh, I was hoping for 3.
No.
I was hoping for a 3-point boost.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you and one other person march. Okay? And I'm gonna let you be prefect at the new place.
Alright. Whatever.
Shoot! You already did something. I can't have you do that. Alright.
Yeah.
In that case, we'll just spy on some places. But yeah, during the part in Deadpool where it was actually talking about stuff in the MCU, I believe it was referenced. So it was still part of the MCU stuff during that movie.
Okay, so Deadpool recognized it. That's Deadpool.
Well, like, Deadpool himself didn't. It was, like, things that happened. I need to watch that movie again in order to fully remember everything. Oh,
But
wow.
yeah,
People are just asking to do stuff this time. Wow.
do it.
Yeah, you guys, go do it.
Yeah, let him do it. You ain't gonna be happening often, so let him do it. If you're less likely to quit it, let him take on.
But yeah, it's...
Yeah, there are certain things that you realize aren't gonna be important to the MCU, and you just sit there and go, okay, they're just gonna wash this out, or let it be a joke. And honestly, I'm at the point of Eternals is actually a joke now. Now that I'm thinking about it, they only gonna reference, because I don't think they're gonna ever just come back and go, this is a serious topic, guys. Serious topic? No, it's not.
I mean, like, I was looking forward to the Eternals before it came out because I was interested to see what they were gonna do, and
One was.
And then
It was a stop. Yes. You sat there and went, this cast should not fail. You had so many stars, so many good.
And that is actually going to be one of those things that's always like a risk when you get that many good stars, because like
you got too many.
Yeah.
You had too many characters. Everyone and their mama literally looked at that movie and went, you know how to make a team build up. And you decided to do a, what was it, 12-person? How many people was in Eternals?
I forget, but they wound up like killing a bunch of people off screen.
Well, they killed more than 6 of them off screen.
Like when you have to kill half your cast off screen, maybe you have too many people and you need to rethink your story.
When you have to kill a cast member in the first 15 minutes to get the story going, and you sit there and go, why do I care about this character's death? This character's death means nothing to me. This character just appeared on the screen and now it's dead.
And that's like one of the things. It's like one of the people, their whole thing was like because of something that they did, and it's just like you didn't even really get to experience what they did. So it's like, how can you really relate to this person?
And then you got the other part of the movie that you just sit there and went, you could have made 6 movies with this one movie. You literally jump in the time span of the creation of man to the ancient Egypt, Greece, and all the rest, and then you just go to present day. I'm like, you just effed over yourself by 4 or 5 movies. You could have made us love these characters.
Yeah.
You could have made us fall in love with every single one of these characters. I understand you didn't want to pay Angelina Jolie money for 4 more movies.
Yeah, they had like
I understand.
They had Angelina Jolie. What was that cast again? Alright, so... And Angelina Jolie, they had freaking Harry Styles. They had Bill Skarsgård. Selma Hayek was in it.
Yep.
But yeah, they had so many people in it.
And that was the problem.
So it's like, honestly, what they should have done is they should have turned that into just a series, and then had like a movie conclusion type of thing, you know?
Yeah, this should have been a Disney Plus show. This should have been a Disney Plus show.
Oh Lord, it is about that time.
I kind of figured. We've been talking for a while.
I am saving my game. and we will. So yeah, we mostly stayed on Marvel. We got off on Star Wars for a little while.
I think we talked about Star Wars for about an hour.
No, because we've only been talking for 2 hours, and we managed to do Marvel for most of that time. I think we got off on Star Wars for maybe 30 minutes.
Fair.
Anyways, if I hope people enjoyed this. It was fun for us, so we're gonna probably do it again. So, you can follow me on social media. I'm just look for SerioStar. And go to my website, SerioStar.com. Oh, guess what? Anyone who actually pays attention to my stuff at all, I actually can say this finally. I updated my website a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a new blog post.
Oh my god.
It's not too much. It's just like some information about some stuff that's been going on and why certain things haven't been done, but I did indeed update it. I kept saying that I was gonna update it for like 3 weeks, and I finally did it.
All right, then.
But yeah, I stream Saturday and Sunday, and I guess now Monday. Saturday and Sunday I stream from 7 to 10 in the morning, and on Monday stream from 7 to 9 in the evening. And I'll have my friend with me, and we will talk about more geek stuff. Yep. Who knows what we'll talk about next time? It'll just be whatever we feel like. I know Will is wanting me to get Dan started for me. I've only watched the first episode so far, so maybe we'll do that next time. Yeah. Talk about Dan.
That's fair.
And the banana.
Oh god, that show.
If you haven't watched Dan, watch the first episode. Just don't watch it with anyone that you...
Don't watch it with your grandma.
Don't watch it with your parents. Don't watch it with your kids. Maybe watch it with your significant other. Maybe.
I'm sitting here going, no.
You might find out if you guys are meant to be together or not. Because if you don't laugh but they are laughing, you're not meant to be together. If you're laughing and they're not laughing, you may not be meant for each other. If you're both laughing, you're meant for each other.
See, I was gonna say you watch this with a just like you finna MS, just like you finna watch a movie that you know, and you want to sit there with someone, and you just the whole fact of even if it's horrible, you have something to talk about to your friend. Yeah, this is what the anime.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna promise you, you're gonna hit those places in this show, even in the first episode where you're just like, okay, I need to stop it. And I need to look at my friend and go, what the F just happened?
Yeah, we did that a few times during that first episode.
Yes. Yes. And I'm letting you know this from being the partially blind man who had to do this. To go, okay, I heard what I thought I heard, right? And the answer yes. And I think the answer was, at least you didn't see what I saw.
Yeah, that was a lot of the times the answer.
Yeah.
And I've seen a few of the panels from the manga that I've gotten a kick out of just in my social media feed.
Okay.
And it's just like, I recognize that I am gonna get a kick out of this show, but I am gonna have to have someone to talk to it about it. So
yeah.
So yeah, come next week and see what random thing we decide to talk about then.
There you go.
And if you want to watch retro games being played through, right now I'm playing Suikoden 2 on the weekends, so come watch that. And I might not always be playing Romance of the Three Kingdoms during the Geek View stuff. This was just the one that I decided to do today. So, hope everyone has a good day. Also, we released an episode of Quantum Geek, which is an actual play thing that we do with a friend of ours. I released that on my YouTube channel, and it's also on Spotify. It's called Quantum Geek. It'll be released every other Friday. Last Friday it was released, so not this coming Friday, but the Friday after this one, it'll be another episode will be released. So, anyways, hope everyone has a good rest of your week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah.